Hello Limit Breakers and welcome to Challenger Insight number 6, a daily series of high elo gameplay analysis so you can learn from the best and improve fast. This time, Caps Azir against Akali. Now this matchup is really spicy. I think both sides can win, so let's see what Caps is going to do to gain an advantage. So he has range advantage, he has pushing advantage, and definitely wins early game. I think Akali can start doing something with her Shroud combo past level 3 and she can have some kill pressure at level 6, but if Azir plays well, I think it's really hard to do. So level 1, you have the push. I think Caps is going to probably slow push the wave. He's also playing against Lee Sin and his jungler is Kindred. The junglers won't affect this matchup too much. It's hard to gank Azir here. He actually is AFK for some reason. Now he... Okay, well this is probably not what he wanted to do. Also lost a minion. Yeah, this looks really weird. Maybe he got a lag or something, so don't take this level 1 as a good example at all. Now Akali has the push. I think that will be a bit troublesome. And his bot lane dies level 1. So you know that you're in for a hard 1v9 game. He gets level 2 before Akali because his wave is bouncing quite fast. It's very important that you kite Akali max range, because if she can proc her electrocute and passive on you, you are going to have a really bad time. So Caps goes to ward instantly. Whenever you are pushing up, you just want to ward. It allows you to play more aggressive. And you should know where Lee Sin started. But actually Lee Sin started on Wolf, so he's doing some really creative pathing. Now if you don't know where the jungler is, where they started, and you can't really predict them, the best thing you can do is to just put down a ward and play to that side. Vel'Koz is going to go 0-10 this game, trust me. Now you see that Lee Sin is in bot lane, so you can play aggressive. Kites the Shroud. The Shroud is the big thing you need to respect. When the Shroud is down, it's 20 seconds cooldown at all ranks, and she doesn't really buy CDR. She only buys Zhonya's Hourglass, so that's 10% CDR. About 18 seconds cooldown it is then, I think. Still, see how he's playing to his ward. This is what is keeping him safe, and you also want to think about the gank threat from enemies. And Akali Lee Sin, especially before level 6, they don't have that much kill pressure onto Azir, so you can feel pretty safe. But if you're playing against, I don't know, like Syndra Lee Sin, then that's a different story. So actually, you might have to flash here. Never mind. And TP back into lane. He won't lose too much, but it's still not optimal. So let's see what Caps did wrong here. So he's trading. The thing is, as long as he, I believe, is standing here, he can always run up pretty easily, and Lee Sin will not be able to catch up, or he has to face check a Kindred. And he can always drift over a wall. What I think is the problem here is, let's see. And when you feel like you're getting ganked, you need to look at the minimap all the time. So Caps goes a bit deep. This is a bit deep. I think this is deep because it's much harder to, like, it takes longer to run this way than you just run straight this way, right? So Lee Sin can kind of get behind him. And another thing is, let's turn on red side vision. You can't see Lee Sin yet. Actually, he can see him. That's strange. No. I put on wrong vision. Red side vision. You can't see him yet. But let's see the first moment you see him. Now. And if you already react, you can start running. But he wastes like 1 second, and that's the big mistake, because now he's in range of Q. And you see, because he was not standing here, but he was standing here, he kind of needs to like run up this way to be able to run this way instead of just going straight. So he's wasting a lot of time. And also drifts a bit late. either way, it doesn't matter if you don't die or not. The thing is, this is still something unnecessary, and it can lose your lane, it can lose your game, and just make everything harder. Even if you just have to burn your mana, it sucks, okay? Even if you lose few CS, it sucks, especially when you can prevent that. So you always need to realize the gank threat of the enemies and what they can actually do, and where you should position yourself so you can counter that. And that's why you should be standing here, because you know that Lee Sin can like run around like this and then just flank you. If you stand here, it's definitely not safe. This is not safe. It's too deep. Unless your jungler is like doing their blue buff or like is here and you can just run this way. But that rarely happens. Usually the safest way is always to play to the opposite side, like here, where the enemy jungler is. Let's delete this. So if you play to here and an enemy jungler come from here, that's perfect. That's perfect because he needs to go so long to catch you. Or middle of the lane like this is also okay if you are not sure where you should be standing. But that's just how to avoid ganks in general. So let's continue with the replay. He has TP, so he's not going to lose anything, just a little bit of pressure. And now he will freeze this wave to force Akali's TP as well. Doing this will kill all the red minions, denying CS from Akali if she decides to not TP to lane. If he didn't do that, she wouldn't have to TP, and then Akali would have TP advantage, and she could look to gank bot or something with it. So you definitely want to avoid that if you can. Well, goes 0-3 already. Let's make a bet, because I think he goes 0-10 this game at least. Now, knows that Lee Sin was bot side. Now you should be thinking, okay, my bot lane is getting stomped. That means that enemy bot lane will probably roam into mid. Kites out. If Akali hits on her Q, but not passive, it's okay. But if you let her proc passive, more Qs and then electrocute, you're going to have a bad time. So Caps is kind of trolling so far this game. He's not playing the laning phase good at all. But remember guys, Caps ends this game with like 15 kills, carrying the game against Xayah that has 20 kills. So it's not all about the laning phase. A lot of times people are so fixated on the laning and they forget that team fighting, rotations, map awareness, all these things matter just as much as the laning phase. And oh no. So this was, whenever you want to go for an aggressive play, you always need to consider the positioning of the enemy jungler and your jungler. He sees Lee Sin here actually, decides to go in anyway, and his skin rate is not very healthy. So this is not a fight that they have advantage at. He was just thinking about his power spike level 6 and tunnel visioned a bit, all ins. I mean, if Lee Sin fired his Q already, he would have to flash instantly. But now he's behind his minions, so feels kind of safe. It's my kites. And survives, gets this wave, and then I think he will just look for a reset. And as I was talking, Rakan is winning bot lane so hard, he will just force 3v2s in the mid lane, and it's really hard to play when you're Azir. He doesn't want to lose this wave, so stays and pushes it out. Akali doesn't have enough HP to really do much. Oh, he actually decides to stay. This is so risky. Oh my god. Well, Akali was inting a little bit, so I don't really know what to say. Because of that mistake from Akali, he should be... If you recall on a cannon wave, that's better than nothing. Because you will lose about only 3 melee minions. The enemy mid laner will most likely not be able to push the entire wave. So if you're in a bad spot like this, you should most likely recall. No energy on Akali. She needs 100 energy to do anything. He knows that. Gets an easy kill. This is basically Akali playing really poorly. Caps capitalizing on it. We just noticed that Xayah is 5-1. Goes back to lane. Now, when we are walking back to lane, pause for a second, calm down, reassess the game, what is happening, where the junglers are, what is their most likely pathing, how's the lane states. So, bot lane is losing really hard. Top lane is winning pretty hard. So that's good. Jungle is somewhat even, but Kindred has 1 kill, so she's really strong. She's almost her warrior up as well, and she's going here. Lee Sin is here. So they are just mirroring each other. And you are stronger than Akali, you have more CS, you have a kill as well. And you can control the game. You also know that Akali has no ulti for another minute, so 2 more minion waves, and you do. So you just use this information and then you ask yourself, what can I do to create pressure on the map and counter enemy pressure? And that's how you win games. And pressure usually comes from you being able to gain lane priority. So let's see. Goes for WQ, kites Akali, max range. Goes for drift. Okay. And this is creating pressure. This is understanding, okay, Akali used her ult before. It's 2 minutes cooldown. She doesn't have it. I still have my ult. I can use that to my advantage, call my jungler to come mid, force her shroud. Actually, her shroud doesn't even matter, because you can always put her out from a shroud and grabs an easy kill. And that creates so much pressure right now on the map, and Lee Sin has to answer this by coming mid. That means that Lee Sin cannot gank bot lane or dive it, cannot gank top lane, and Kindred can do whatever she wants. So, the Skull is actually spawning and she's waiting here for Lee Sin maybe. Gets it. Caps recalled for, I think, actually what did he recall for? Just mana and HP, he didn't have that much gold. Kindred also got the kill, so. Sees that Lee Sin is on blue buff, map awareness crucial. Bot lane is dead again. And knows that Lee Sin is in top side river. Akali has ult and he doesn't, so look what he's doing. He knows that Akali was in bot side. His enemy bot lane has a lot of pressure, so this is where enemy team has pressure, you know? And they can always come, always rotate. That's why Caps is playing to his pressure, because his Jace is pushing, his Kindred is in top side, so he plays here. And that is so important. This is one of the most important things, understanding pressure and knowing how to play around it and with it, and how to create it. So let's continue. Gets the lane priority here. Akali is actually trying to go for some kind of trade, but because Caps is staying with Kindred, there's nothing she can do. I think they just want to force the shroud out. Okay. So initially they would only force her out, which is insanely good. You'd be thinking, I just forced Akali ulti. It's nothing, but it's so big because she's a champion. She wants to use her ult to kill people. She wants to snowball and create pressure. Now for the next 2 minutes, 4 minion waves, she is giving up pressure because she has no R. Okay, I don't think this is gonna work. Or is it? Nice, very well executed by Caps. So here I think he is slightly overstaying. He knows that, you should know that enemy support has the tempo and can come. He greeted a bit for the plate, Lee Sin is here. I think it's okay to hit the plate because Akali is still in base, but the moment you see Lee Sin, you should run instantly. Especially if you don't see Rakan. Because there's a chance Rakan could be much closer to Lee Sin and then he dies. Now Lee Sin doesn't have kick, he's just juking these minions and then ults. Stops Rakan as well and then drift away. Beautiful mechanical display from Caps. And he actually decides to stay for this wave. Then reset. Which... oh, he had TP. So maybe he was just... let's see. I think he was just waiting for his TP maybe. Or was it already up? No, it was already up, so he doesn't have to do this. Why is he staying so much? Is it the gold? 1.5k. No, it's not the gold because he wouldn't be like, it doesn't change anything. He's just going to buy a Stinger and he wouldn't have enough money for boots anyway. So let's see. Is he gonna buy Stinger or boots? Yeah, buy Stinger, nothing else. And he still has 700 gold, so he definitely could have recalled sooner. So I don't agree with Caps like overstaying that much, because he could always TP back to lane. Now, Akali has no ultimate for one more wave. Most ultimates in the game have a 2 minutes cooldown. He's just gonna grab the kill. Nothing Caps can do, you should realize that this is doomed. You can't even defend the tower. Actually. Well, this is a pretty crazy play, but not a good play. What he should have done is staying in the mid lane, getting another plate. You just know that your bot lane is getting so fucked. There's no point in trying to help them, you should try to help yourself so you can carry the game. Lee Sin no cake, he knows that. And look, Lee Sin cake is 100 seconds cooldown, but that's because he has CDR, 10% CDR. From 120 usually. Akali ulti 120, Xayah ulti 112 seconds. But that's because she has Essence Reaver, otherwise it would be 120. Rakan ult. Rakan ult is actually really short cooldown, but it's because he has 20% cooldown reduction. Poppy ulti is 140 seconds cooldown. Kindred ult 162. Azir ult 2 minutes, but he has CDR, so it's lower, and he's also level. Yeah, he has 20% CDR, otherwise it's 120, I believe. Vel'Koz 90, because he has CDR too. So without CDR, the base cooldowns on most abilities is around 120, 4 minion waves. Pretty good thing to know. And then if you see them have CDR, you just think, okay, it will be 1 minion wave less. So normally 4 minion waves and then only 3 minion waves. Goes for a bit of poke. Now he's extremely strong, 2 levels ahead. So let's see how Caps is going to use his advantage to carry this bot lane. Now, when you play against Akali, you should have the target champions only toggle, because then if she pops out from her shroud, you can instantly target her with your spells. It's so crucial in this matchup. It's very good against LeBlanc too, same concept when she Ws. Okay. Puts Soldier behind, keeps the triple Soldier buff, and he can always disengage like this. Very well played by Caps. And now he sees there's a fight in the top side. Lee Sin actually goes down, so enemy team is overstaying. And he feels like he can clean up. He's going for the flank here on the Xayah. W goes in, ults. That grabs an easy kill. I think Akali will try to go here. He's very mindful of it, flashes it, and then knows that Akali can't really kill him. Attack, move, command. The moment she pops up, you can attack. I think Vel'Koz is gonna die here. Oh, well played by JC. He should have Eid instead, that would be better. But yeah, he was just perma-clicking on the route that Akali is gonna take, and then they kill her before she can do anything. Now this is big, because this gives you so much chance. If enemy team is having a really fat player, and if you're doing well yourself, if you kill that fat player, you just increase your chances of carrying the game by so much, because you're fed, they are fed, and you get their bounty as well. It's crazy. So if you look at the gold, Caps is 7k, Xayah still has more. Right. Oh, what the hell? He goes for Rabadon's death cap first item. I think it's just because he just got so many kills, he got so fed. And he wants to really carry this game. The thing with Rabadon's rush, it is insane damage, insane damage, especially teamfight damage, but it's really expensive, so it's hard to get that power spike very early in the game. And next thing is that, oh, this is never gonna work. Azir has this ulti, actually. and drifts away. So let's talk about what's happening here. So Caps has full vision. He sees Lee Sin actually. That's why he's coming here. Has his team around, and the enemy's strongest members are actually not here. So if they fight, the chances of winning are high. He's just baiting this. The thing he fails here is you need to R a little sooner, otherwise he will take Lee Sin damage, and he also got kicked. So if Lee Sin actually flashed kicked him, he dies, I think, instantly. But here he goes down. And enemy bot lane is not even able to get the tower right now. Okay, now he just needs to make sure to kite the Rakan. He has flash, so his engage range is pretty insane. Pushes out. I don't think they will stay for more, since their side lanes are horrible. They need to catch up. Taking jungle camps, actually. He's just taking everything, all the resources on the map. Normally players would just stand on our tower and do nothing. He sees that he can get more gold, he will get it. Doesn't matter. Okay. Now this was interesting. But Kindred is around, so they will be saved. His Q was really bad. Oh. Okay, let's see step by step what happened here. So we know Rakan has flash and Azir has no ult, so he can't really counterplay it that well. The thing is, I think that Rakan should have went already and they didn't one-shot him, but they don't know where the Kindred is. But if they were going to go for it, look, Rakan goes, he thinks he's out of vision and he wants to do the long engage and giving no counterplay to Azir. But they have this ward, so this is the miscalculation that Rakan did. Cap sees this, he knows he can't react in time. So he actually eased forward. Obviously, normally you would want to E backwards. Or if you know you're baiting, let's just go for this. Now his Q was kind of useless. And this. But look, it's so important, he's at max range from the Xayah. One auto attack from Xayah, he goes down. Most likely with a crit or something. Yeah. So, utilizing your range, one of the most important things when you're playing the Emperor of Shurima. So let's see where Caps goes now. He has pressure in mid lane. Jungler is basing. Okay, see, grabs the jungle camps, knows that he can't really overextend too far here because his team is not around. Look, they are all bot side. Now goes here. But I don't think he will go that deep. Yeah, he's not going deep. Akali is actually trying something. And Caps disengages here instantly. Like, he's stronger than Akali. He can kind of one-shot her. Seems like she doesn't have ult, but the thing is, he didn't see Lee Sin. So, and he had no pressure. That's why his mindset was defensive. And the moment he saw people trying something, he just goes away. And because his lack of vision in top side, he just goes mid. If you are unsure, going mid is your best option, always. Protects the Herald. There's actually a fight in the river. Lee Sin used his kick, that's what he knows. Poppy is really overextended. The thing is, if he leaves now, enemy team will be able to get the mid lane tower. So I don't think he should. And they will also be losing top side farm. So that's not optimal just for a kill. But I think he will go nonetheless. And I don't think they will even... Okay, they will kill him. No, they won't even kill him. Yeah, but they use flash, they use like 3 ults. Lose top farm, lose mid lane farm. Whenever you are rotating, roaming, or trying to do some play on the map, always think, what is the cost? What are you going to lose? So in roaming, usually it's like a minion wave or something. Here, you know they have a minion wave. If you rotate here for this fight, you know that you will lose the mid lane tower for sure. And top side farm is also bad. So in that conclusion, you will lose more than you would achieve by killing this Poppy. Because if you kill this Poppy, you still can't get any dragon, no Baron, no tower. It's an empty kill. So it's very important to always think about these things, because when you fight brainlessly without thinking, half of the fights are just going to be useless. So mid lane tower's lost, and especially when you're playing a champion like Azir, you do not want to miss a mid lane tower. Now that was very crazy. Sometimes Caps does these kind of things, but if you want to be the best player, you need to test your limits sometimes. Xayah is so strong, 2 items at 18 minutes. Caps is strong too. The thing is, Azir is stronger champion than Xayah, so he still can carry this game pretty well. Look at him, he just goes pure damage. Oh no, Akali is trolling. But everyone around him is dying. At least he knows that Rakan has no ulti. Just pushes and knows they have pressure top side, runs to bot side, grabs blue. I think grabs this wave. And how much gold does he have? You always want to think, how much gold do I have? Or I mean, how much gold do I need? So you can time your resets pretty well. I don't know which item he's actually going to go third. I think that Morello is fine. I think Banshee's Veil is also fine. Because of Rakan. Oh, okay. He goes pretty deep here. Puts her out of Shroud. And he grabs an easy kill. He knew that their bot lane was mid. He knows that he's stronger than Akali. And he knows that his jungler is around. Now, let's see what's happening here. He goes for Caps. I think he will definitely go down here. 1k gold for Lee Sin. That's really huge for him. How could you prevent this mistake? Why it happened and what could you do better? So you know you're fighting and you know that their bot lane is rotating top already. So going for his wave is a mistake, I think. Because these guys are super strong. You didn't see Lee Sin. And they have TP on Poppy, so oh my god. Actually, like, Poppy could TP here and game's over. Because if these guys fight right now, Caps doesn't have that much resources to do much in the fight, but these guys are coming, they have everything up. Poppy TPs here, they flank them, it's so dumb. They get Nash. Oh my god. They still get a kill. But it could have been much worse. So basically, that was like disrespect recall. You should just go to your tower and recall in this situation. I know it sucks, but hey, you don't want to lose 1000 gold and potentially Baron, right? Especially when you're carrying. When you are this strong, you hold all the responsibility of the team. That's how it is. So let's wait for Caps to respawn. And actually, enemy team is starting Baron. Xayah has almost 3 items already, so this will go pretty damn fast. And Kindred is dead. I don't think he can do anything here. Don't tell me he's gonna steal it. Okay, he doesn't. Akali goes in. She used her ulti. Just disengages. I think he could have killed her if he ulted her out of the shroud. But maybe he was afraid that Lee Sin can jump over or whatever. Now this is going to be a really tough game. But you're Azir. And the enemy team doesn't have the best sieging composition. So you can probably stall this game. If you really want to. Morello Nomi conferred. Okay. All the champions are squishy, so it makes sense. Xayah is already building MR. Grabs Prio, that's good. Puts... Okay, so enemy team is Baron, but Cap is going into their territory and saying, no, this is mine. You need to be careful about this. Lee Sin can always do some crazy things. He knows that the Akali stop, but now everyone, look, they are rotating into mid, so that's kind of scary. Oh, if that EQ hit. Playing at maximum range, just poking them around. The thing is, you're wasting their time. And I think Akali is gonna run it down here. Yep. Okay, bro. And now it's 4v5 for the enemy team, but top wave is not ideal. Okay, Rakan decides to go in. Oh. He gets out. Just keeps kiting, and now he sees that Xayah is not in range to do anything. He goes in. He baits enemies really deep. Well fucking played. So let's see again. The whole sequence, okay? Enemy team gets Baron. Caps walks it down mid to put pressure so enemy team cannot siege. Staying at maximum range here, probably knows that Rakan has no flash. So right now you need to think what enemies can do, how much range they have, and how can you counter it. You can counter Rakan with your ult, you can counter Lee Sin with your ult too. Now they're kiting top because there's a fight with Akali, okay. Now, Caps is moving this way, baiting the Rakan to go in. So he walks up, then walks back. Okay, the thing is, the optimal play, I think, he should already use his ult right now. Kindred still has actually nothing. But disengage like this is good too. I'm not sure what's better. Because if you use her ult, I mean, it's very obvious if Rakan pops his ult, they are going ham. And he's gonna flash. So you use ult, their ult's going to be down. So this is really close. If he didn't E in time, I think he gets one shot. But now keeps kiting the Xayah, knows that both of them flashed, so just think about it. Xayah's range about here, with rapid fire maybe here. So he's right on the edge of her range. One auto attack and he goes like here, so maybe 2 to 3 autos he dies. Lee Sin is not in range either. Rakan already used everything. So let's go step by step. Keeps kiting, because Xayah is coming in. And now the moment Xayah actually turned back, Caps knows he is fine. He's still outside of the range. And now Xayah had to go in this choke. Eats Vel'Koz ulti, Jayce EQ. Very beautiful flash from Xayah. You always need to think about the feathers, that they will go in, they will deal so much damage. Let's see how much does Xayah's blade color do. Actually, she's dead, so I can't. And then this is just a cleanup. Now side lanes were not optimal, but consider this. Despite enemy team having Baron, they almost got nothing. So he's back in the game, grabs all the farm, grabs blue buff as well. And now he is really strong. You should just be thinking, what's the next objective? And group around with your team. Azir is so much better as team. So look at the feathers, it's really important. Now, you know that Rakan has no flash, so he's much less scary than usual. And he's just holding them here. He needs to wait for the Jayce and the Karma to gain priority so they can rotate into mid lane. Pop is trying to go for flank, but Vel'Koz is stuttering very well. Now he can't really go that deep, he needs to wait for his team. But just getting the priority here is already winning. Now let's go ARAM, boys. Our favorite thing to do when we don't know what to do. What I would do usually is that I would go top lane and just split push. I have TP too. But maybe he's worried that his team is gonna int it. Okay, this is pretty crazy. Forces Rakan W. Puts down a tower. He has flash, so whenever you're fighting or about to fight, always think, what can the enemies do? Lee Sin flash kick, Rakan alt flash, doesn't have it. So only Lee Sin gonna flash kick, maybe pop a flash E or something is pretty annoying as well. As long as you're mindful of these things and keep them in mind, you can play your game much easier. So Lee Sin hits Q, now he is ready to flash. Lee Sin used his kick, Kindred ults immediately. Oh no. Phase drift instantly flashes, but this positioning is really, really fucking good. His team is coming, nobody can touch him. Only Lee Sin can go around here. But he's ready, instantly uses his ulti, kites the Xayah range. Is dead? He's dead. The fight still doesn't go in their favor. It's even. Okay, so let's look at it. Let's look at team fight again, because you know, team fight, happy time. Rakan is coming. You should instantly ult as Azir, instantly. It's too risky to do this. You should ult, prevent the ulti. But now when he's over the wall, Lee Sin has no Q. Poppy used everything. Now, all you have to think about is Xayah's range. So it's against about like here. So he needs to stand like in this pocket. He needs to stay in this way. Ideally here, because he's like furthest away, and then he can hit their front line. If you are really crazy, you can try. You have more range than Xayah, so you can try to trade auto attacks with Xayah. That's another way to play this, because you know she has no flash, and about 3 auto attacks she would have to pop her out. So that's another approach you could have taken in this fight. Let's continue. Auto attack, Q, but I think this Q is not that great. Especially in late game, as I explained in my guide, your Q doesn't do that much damage, by the way. Okay, your Q does almost nothing. It's so important to make sure you can always reposition your soldiers to do more damage, because look, this is not even 300 damage. Not even 300 damage. Your one auto attack does more damage than that already. Your one auto attack does almost 400. So almost double of that. So what I think he should do is W, then another W. He can keep auto attacking because they are still in the range. And then, when Xayah comes in your range, you can Q onto Xayah. You would Q now. 1, 2, 3 auto attacks. Our Lee Sin can go in. Xayah already ulting. Then you kill Lee Sin. But that would be like a perfect scenario. Very close. Azir has TP, just goes along, takes the farm. Take the Windbreak. Okay. Seems like enemy team doesn't have position. They actually, I think, saw Xayah going for a red buff, maybe. Oh no, but they don't see anyone on this wave, which is strange. And they... Late game Azir and Kindred as well. This dies instantly. Very good call. I don't know who did it, but props to that person. Lee Sin is already... I think he'll actually die. No, he won't. Now Poppy is trying to engage 4v5. Caps goes for a drift, kills Lee Sin. Now he can't really flank. He needs to go this way, but his team needs to give him space. This is very, very dangerous situation. I think he will go down here. Alts. Yeah, he dies. This is his team's fault. This is his team's fault because I don't know what the fuck they are doing. But they just let this unit, this Poppy, to just... Oh, maybe she hits her out or something. Okay, so Kindred is forced out of the fight. That's why they are backing off. Okay, that makes sense. Caps should know this, and... I mean... Okay, so this is Cap's fault. This is not his team's fault. He should never go for that decent kill, I guess. But it's hard to predict these kind of things, you know. Get the Nash. Now, if you disengage... The game is pretty much won, because... Your siege is incredible. Chase, Karma, Azir, and Vel'Koz. Even Kindred is pretty good. I mean, it's not... Okay, it's his team's fault. Like... But they don't know what Caps is gonna do. Like, they should all follow Caps here. The thing is, now he's isolated. He's alone, and they break formation. Now they are split, and they can just collapse on Caps. Maybe he can run this way and salvage something, but I don't think so. But you know, solo queue team fighting in a nutshell. Nobody knows what they do. They get Baron, but massively throw it away. Oh, so Caps underestimated the 80 Lee Sin burst. Okay, so now he should put his W. He should put W here, and he should R instantly. It prevents Lee Sin from being able to do anything. If he has it. I think he does. But he probably didn't expect this much damage from Lee Sin. Goes down, Baron is completely wasted. We are in for a bit more of a Clown Fiesta. Void Staff. So, he doesn't finish Mortal Nomicon because enemy team doesn't have very good healing. Prefers to go Void Staff because MR. Makes sense. Walks down mid again. Doesn't have TP. Enemy team has pretty good engage, so doesn't want to split push. Looks how he's playing around the pressure. Pop is coming from bot side. Lee Sin can be lurking behind every corner, so you have to be mindful of that. Puts a soldier behind, is ready to disengage if they try something. Now Lee Sin is Q. He should be playing safe. And now Xayah is kind of alone. Maybe you can do extended poke combo with Karma Shield. Oh, and E behind him. Oh no! Oh no. He misplayed there. But the idea was good. As always, guys, as I say, if you think you will have to disengage, put a soldier behind you. So you don't need the cast time of W, you can just E to it, then Q out. Or actually, maybe what he wanted to do is E and do E and then Q. So it would be the reverse poke combo. He E's and then he has position and he can Q and keep attacking. But he Q too early and he goes in. And dies. Goes even actually. Maybe his team will... No, they can't finish the game, I think. Or will they? No, they can't. Xayah is up. So, Caps was base. He's just walking around, trying to see if they have blue buff. They don't. And now sees there's a fight in the mid lane. Plays with range somewhat. Easy kill onto Akali. Lee Sin should go down here too. And this should be the game. They have a super minion, Azir. And now he just needs to make sure that Rakan doesn't kill him. He has Kindred ult, so he can go a bit deep. Nice from Karma. Ults prevents Rakan from doing anything. Oh no. Good cover by Vel'Koz. Flashes the feathers. But still not good enough. I think he could have played that definitely better, yeah. Xayah shouldn't be able to auto-attack you. She shouldn't be able to get in range to attack you. And he ulted a bit late on the Xayah ult. On the Rakan ulti. Thankfully he's back before Baron comes. Walks straight to his team. And they force it immediately again. They saw them in the mid lane. Oh no. But they already won the fight, so now he has really good position. Rakan used everything. He used the Xayah. But he's not attacking. Attack, attack, attack. And now Xayah dies, I think. He does way too much damage. Oh, and the drift just over the Poppy thing. I think he could have played this fight much better though. He goes out, this is perfect positioning, and he has all cooldowns. The thing is, he fails his soldier. He should put it over the wall, it would be here. And then he is saving his Q, and he can hit everyone for max range. Rakan already used everything. Akali is far away, Lee Sin is dead. He can hit Xayah, and she dies within 3 seconds, or has to ult, and teamfight is over immediately. So, let's see what's happening. Yeah, he Qs, he misses his Q. And now, like, that's the problem, you know, in late game especially. if your soldiers can't attack, you do 0 damage. He legit has no cooldowns and he has to stand here doing nothing, and that can lose you the fight. That's why it's so important you save your Q for the right moment, because really it doesn't do that much damage. Your W is 600 damage and your Q is like 350. And the thing is, you attack almost... When he activates the Steel Tempo, you attack 2 times a second. You can use Q only every 3 seconds, you know, so it's massive difference. I would never think of my Q just to do a little bit more damage. Unless I'm bursting them down and I know I can kill them or something, I just save it and make sure I can hit my W. Look, he's hitting auto attacks, and because of that mistake, Xayah is able to get a triple kill. This fight should end within first 4 seconds if he played it better. Look at that. You don't need a lot of time to do that. And also, I think it would be better to drift to the soldier that was down here and then up, because this was a bit risky. Poppy could have gotten the W thing off and then maybe E him into wall. She doesn't have it, but in a different world she could have had it and they could lose the fight and the game here. But maybe I'm being a little too nitpicky. Gets a quadra kill. Azir late game, baby. And enemy team surrenders. So I hope you enjoyed this review. Please comment below on what matchup gives you trouble or what else you want to learn. Subscribe and make sure to turn the notification bell if you have learned a lot, because a lot of content to help you reach your goals in the season is coming up soon. So see you again next time, and go on Discord if you want to ask me a question. See you again next time.